Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so we have second of a back-to-back. Los Angeles Lakers versus the San Antonio Spurs tonight, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern, which means like 10:43 Eastern. That's kind of how that usually goes. Somewhere around that time is when you can expect them to actually tip off when the game is here. So yeah, Crypto.com Arena. We see a very good Spurs team that has been on a nice streak lately, a 4-game winning streak to be exact. The last team they lost to was against the Charlotte Hornets. And we'll cover that particular matchup. That was way back in 2025. January 31st to be exact, New Year's Eve. The score was 111-106 in Charlotte. And Charlotte got the best of the Spurs in that one. So let's see how the team stats went. All right, so the Charlotte Hornets shot 39 of 88 from the field for 44%. The Spurs 38 of 80 for 48% from the field. From the three, 13 of 34 for the Spurs from three, 38%. 13 of 35 from three for the Hornets, 37%. 20 of 22 from the line for the Hornets, 91%. 17 of 19 for the Spurs, 89%. 51 rebounds for the Hornets, 36 for San Antonio. 14 rebounds offensively for the Hornets, 6 offensive boards for the Spurs. 30 assists for the Hornets, 26 for the Spurs, 5 steals Hornets, 7 steals Spurs, 5 blocks Hornets, 6 blocks Spurs. Spurs had 11 turnovers, 19 points conceded off of those. Hornets 12, 16 points conceded off of those. 23 fast break points for the Spurs, 8 for the Hornets. 44 points in the paint for the Spurs, 46 for the Hornets. 20 was the largest lead of the game for Charlotte. 67% of the time they led. And 7 was the largest lead for the Spurs. 24% of the time they led. All right. Julian Champagnie, 29 minutes, 13 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, 1 of 1 from the line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, -2 for Julian. Victor, 31 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 15 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 4 of 4 from the line, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 3 offensive boards, -14 for Wemby. De'Aaron Fox, 32 minutes, 11 points, 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover, -15 for Fox. Devin Vassell, 30 minutes, 13 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, 1 of 2 from the line, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, +7 for Devin Vassell. And Stephon Castle, 35 minutes, 16 points, 5 of 11 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 5 of 6 from the line, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 block, 2 offensive boards, +4 for Castle. Harrison Barnes, 25 minutes, 11 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, +4. Johnson, 16 minutes, 6 points, 1 of 5 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 4 of 4 from the line, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 offensive board, -3. Luke Cornett had 19 minutes, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover, 0 in the plus-minus. And Dylan Harper, 23 minutes, 20 points, 9 of 13 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block, -6 for Harper. The Charlotte Hornets had 6 players in double figures, with the high man being Brandon Miller. Colin Sexton, who's since been traded to the Bulls, had 21 off the bench. And yeah, that's how that went. The Hornets were able to get the victory there. Let's move on. Next up for the San Antonio Spurs was they played, after the Hornets, they played the Magic. 112-103 was the win in San Antonio. And let's see how the Spurs were able to get this victory. The Magic, 40 of 91 for 44% from the field. Spurs, 41 of 82 for 50% there. From the three-point line, the Spurs shot 28%, 8 of 29. And the Magic, 10 of 30 for 33% from 3. Free throw line, 13 of 15 for the Magic, 87%. 22 of 32 for the Spurs, 69%. We know how the Spurs do. When the first matchup we had against the Spurs, they got to the line a million times. From the rebounding totals, you get 48 for the Spurs, 34 for the Magic. 8 offensive boards for the Spurs, 6 for the Magic. 27 assists for the Spurs, 24 for the Magic. 11 steals for the Magic, 8 for the Spurs. 6 blocks for the Spurs, 1 for the Magic. 15 turnovers for the Magic, 17 points conceded off of those 17 turnovers for the Spurs. 23 points conceded off of those. 11 fast break points for the Magic, 14 for the Spurs. 48 points in the paint for the Magic, 52 for the Spurs. Largest lead of the game for the Magic was 3. They led 7% of the time. And the largest lead of the game for the Spurs was 18. They led 88% of the time. See where we at with that. High man for the Magic was 25. Paolo had 19. Black had 11. And everybody else was under 10 points. Pretty terrible stuff there from the others for the Magic. Harrison Barnes, 29 minutes, 7 points, 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 2 of 4 from the line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 2 offensive boards, plus 10. Champagnie, 31 minutes, 11 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 3 of 3 from the line, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, plus 23 for Julian. Wemby, 28 minutes, 25 points, 7 of 15 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3, 11 of 15 from the line, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, 5 blocks, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, plus 14 for Victor. De'Aaron Fox, 30 minutes, 14 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 3 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, plus 9 for Fox. Vassell, 28 minutes, 16 points, 7 of 13 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 2 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 3 assists, plus 17 for Devin Vassell. Lindy Waters, 2 minutes, 1 turnover, minus 8. Johnson, 25 minutes, 14 points, 5 of 9 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He had 10 boards, 3 turnovers, 1 assist, 3 offensive boards, plus 10. He can really rebound very well. So keep an eye open for Johnson, number 3 out there. Harrison Ingram, 2 minutes, 2 points, hit his only field goal attempt, minus 8. Carter Bryant, 16 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 6 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 1 of 2 from the line, 2 rebounds, 1 offensive board, minus 18. Luke Cornett, 18 minutes, 2 points, 1 of 2 from the field, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover, 2 offensive boards, plus 3 for Luke Cornett. McLaughlin, 2 minutes, garbage time. He had an assist, minus 8. Umunde, 2 minutes, minus 8. Dylan Harper, 28 minutes, 15 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 2 of 4 from the line, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block, plus 9 for Dylan Harper. So, yeah, man, the Magic couldn't get a whole lot out of anyone, and the Spurs were able to win this game 112-103. Let's get into the next Spurs game. And, of course, the rest of these are wins for the Spurs. This one was against the team we lost to last night. 116-106 was the score in San Antonio versus the champion Thunder. And let's see how the Spurs got this win here. All right, so the Thunder shot 37 of 94 from the field for 40%, and the Spurs 45 of 101 for 45%. Spurs 14 of 42 for 33% from 3, and the Thunder 19 of 47 for 40% there. Spurs shot 12 of 20 from the line, 60%. Thunder 13 of 14 for 93% from the free throw line. 46 rebounds for OKC, 63 rebounds for San Antonio. San Antonio had 18 offensive boards, and Thunder had 9. 26 assists for both teams, 11 steals for the Spurs, 10 for the Thunder, 9 blocks for the Thunder, 8 for the Spurs. Both teams had 14 turnovers, 15 points conceded off of the Spurs turnovers, and 12 off of the Thunder turnovers. 14 fast break points for OKC, 16 for San Antonio, 26 points in the paint for OKC, 56 for San Antonio. 22 was the largest lead of the game for the Spurs. They led 98% of the time, and the Thunder did not lead in this game. All right, we covered this game yesterday, of course, but we catch it from the Spurs standpoint this time. Julian Champagnie, 27 minutes, 8 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 offensive board, plus 13. Victor Wembanyama, 28 minutes, 22 points, 9 of 16 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 3 of 8 from the free throw line, 14 boards, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 blocks, 3 offensive boards, plus 17 for Victor. Fox, 33 minutes, 15 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 5 of 6 from the line, 4 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, 1 turnover, 1 block, plus 20. That's the second game in a row we had over 10 or more assists. That is more. Whatever. Devin Vassell, 25 minutes, 5 points, 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. No assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal, minus 4 for Devin Vassell. Stephon Castle, 26 minutes, 14 points, 6 of 14 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 1 offensive board, minus 4 for Stephon Castle. Harrison Barnes, 30 minutes, 9 points, 3 and 9 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, 1 of 2 from the line, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 2 blocks, 2 offensive boards, 0 and a plus minus for Harrison Barnes. Keldon Johnson, 29 minutes, 25 points, 10 of 17 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, 1 of 2 from the line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 offensive board, plus 8 for Johnson. Carter Bryant, 13 minutes, 11 points, 4 and 9 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 2 steals, 1 offensive board, plus 6 for Carter Bryant. Luke Cornett, 15 minutes, 4 points, 2 of 7 from the field, 15 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 9 offensive boards, minus 4 for Cornett. Yeah, they're going to crash the glass. You better be ready for it. McLaughlin, 13 minutes, 3 points, 1 of 3 from the field, hit his only 3-point attempt, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, minus 2 for McLaughlin. And that's how the Spurs beat the champs. Let's move on. We covered that game yesterday, so I ain't even getting into this Thunder stats they lost. Who cares? All right, so next up is the first of 2 meetings against the Mavericks. 135-123 in Dallas was the score of this particular one. If I'm not mistaken, this was the big game from... No, this wasn't the one. No, I think something is coming that could be big in the next Dallas game. But we'll talk about this one first. 48% did the Mavericks shoot from the field, 47 of 97. Spurs, 48 of 95 from the field for 51%. 3-point line, 39% for the Mavs, 12 of 31 for the Spurs, 17 of 41 for 41%. Spurs got to the line 25 times, hit 22 of them for 88%, and the Mavericks 17 of 20 for 85% from the free throw line. 50 rebounds for the Spurs, 41 for the Mavs, 11 offensive boards for the Spurs, 7 for the Mavs, 34 assists for the Spurs, 23 for the Mavericks, 7 steals Spurs, 9 Mavericks, 7 blocks Spurs, 8 Mavericks, 14 turnovers for the Spurs, 6 points conceded off of those, 9 turnovers for the Mavs, 15 points conceded off of those. And 19 fast break points for the Spurs, 10 for the Mavericks, 60 points in the paint for the Spurs, 54 for the Mavs. 13 was the largest lead of the game for the Spurs, 87% of the time they led. 4 was the largest lead of the game for the Mavs, 8% of the time they led. So yeah, this was an interesting game because even though the Spurs had 14 turnovers, they only let up off of 16 points. So that's very good transition defense. And, I think shooting well from behind the arc definitely made a difference. More volume, more attempts for the Spurs. So we got to guard the perimeter better than we're prone to tonight. All right, let's look at these stats here. Harrison Barnes, 34 minutes, 19 points, 5 of 7 from both the 3 and field, hit all 4 of his free throws, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 block, plus 8 against his old squad. He really shot well. Julian Champagnie, 27 minutes, 14 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3, hit all 4 of his free throws, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 offensive board, plus 5 for Champagnie. Victor, 34 minutes, 29 points, 9 of 14 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3, 6 of 8 from the line, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 turnovers, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 3 offensive boards, plus 14. Wow. Devin Vassell, 30 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 12 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 offensive boards, plus 15. De'Aaron Fox, 32 minutes, 17 points, 7 of 16 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, minus 8 for Fox. Johnson, 19 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 9 from the field, hit both his free throws, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 offensive boards, 1 turnover, minus 6 for Johnson. Carter Bryant, 18 minutes, 2 points, 1 of 3 from the field, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, plus 1 for Bryant. McLaughlin, 4 minutes, 3 points, hit his only, 1 of 2 from both the 3 and field, 1 rebound, minus 4 for McLaughlin. Steph Castle, 22 minutes, 18 points, 8 of 13 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 3 turnovers, 2 offensive boards, plus 27. He led the team there. And Dylan Harper, 19 minutes, 9 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, plus 8 for Dylan Harper. And the Mavs had Najee go for 32 points. So did Cooper Flagg. Both of them had 32 out there. And 20 points for Max Christie. Daniel Gafford had 16. But everybody else was under 10 points. In fact, most of their bench was terrible. Just absolutely awful Dallas bench. They're tanking, so I'm not sure they're too unhappy about it. But, yeah, they all sucked. So that's pretty much it. Najee Marshall and Cooper Flag. Max Christie pretty much handled business. Daniel Gafford with the double-double. Not enough to beat the Spurs because Wemby went plumb loco and Harrison Barnes couldn't miss a shot. Steph Castle either. So that's how that went. They got the victory in Dallas and then turned around and beat Dallas again. And I think this is the big one. 138-125 was the score in San Antonio, where I believe Castle went for a lot of everything. So the Dallas Mavericks from the field, 44%, 46 of 105. The San Antonio Spurs, 55 of 99 from the field for 56%. From the three, 14 of 35 for the Spurs, 40%, 15 of 37 for the Mavs, 41%. From the free throw line, 18 of 24 for the Mavs, 75%, 14 of 20 for the Spurs, 70%. Rebounds, Mavs, 41, Spurs, 52. Both teams had 12 offensive boards. 35 assists for the Mavs, 34 for the Spurs, 10 steals for the Mavs, 5 for the Spurs, 4 blocks for the Mavs, 11 blocks for the Spurs, 7 turnovers for the Mavs, 12 points conceded off of those, 18 turnovers for the Spurs, 26 points conceded off of those. That's a lot of turnovers for the Spurs. Well beyond what I'd expect. Their bad transition defense, opposite of the last game. Something to think about there. 28 fast break points for the Spurs, 18 for the Mavs, 74 points in the paint for the Spurs, 50 for the Mavs. 28 was the largest lead of the game for the Spurs, 93% of the time they led. 2 was the largest lead of the game for the Mavs, 3% of the time they led. And let's see what happened in the box score. 1, 2, 3. They got better production than Dallas did from the bench. They had made a trade at that point, brought in some new people. Brandon Williams had 18, Clay had 19, Bagley, newest member, 16 points and 12 boards. He's starting off well for the Mavs. PJ had 10, Cooper had 14, Max had 17, Cody Martin had 11. And it, balanced attack from the Dallas Mavericks. They played better, but the result was the same because they had a big game coming at them from Steph Castle. Julian Champagnie, 15 minutes, 5 points, 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 offensive board, plus 5. Wemby, 27 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 14 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 3 blocks, no steals, 3 offensive boards, plus 3 for Wemby. De'Aaron Fox, 26 minutes, 15 points, 7 of 13 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 turnovers, plus 11 for D. Fox. Devin Vassell, 30 minutes, 17 points, 7 of 15 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 turnover, 1 block, 1 offensive board, plus 31. He led the team there. And then Stephon Castle, man. 32 minutes, 40 points, 15 of 19 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 7 of 10 from the free throw line. He had 12 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals, 6 turnovers, 1 block, 2 offensive boards, plus 30. Game of his life. That's crazy. Harrison Barnes, 22 minutes, 9 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 1 rebound, 1 assist. He was over 2 from the line. He had 1 offensive board, minus 12. Harrison Barnes. Kelly Olynyk, 5 points, missed his only field goal attempt, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, minus 4 for Kelly. Johnson, 16 minutes, 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field, over 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, 4 rebounds, 4 turnovers, minus 13. Sohan, 4 minutes, over 1 from the field, 1 block, minus 6. Carter Bryant, 17 minutes, 11 points, 4 of 11 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks, plus 6. Bismack, 3 minutes. He's still in the league. 1 rebound, and it was an offensive board, minus 8. Cornette, 16 minutes, 6 points, 3 of 3 from the field, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 offensive boards, plus 14. McLaughlin, 4 minutes, 0 of 1 from the field, minus 6. And Dylan Harper, 23 minutes, 11 points. 5 of 8 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover, 1 block, 1 steal, plus 14 for Dylan Harper. So this was the Stephon Castle game. 40 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, barely missed a shot. Just spectacular stuff from the reigning rookie of the year. And has you wondering what the Spurs ceiling can be if he's turning into this. That's the question. How good are the Spurs? Right now, I would not be surprised if they're hoisting Larry O. Not at all. So that's the type of performance to make you say something like that. And that concludes everything we need to see in regards to the Spurs. Honestly, I hate seeing Stephon coming off of that performance. It's been 3 days, but that was the last time he stepped on a basketball floor. I'm pretty sure he's going to be extremely confident, extremely capable tonight against our Lakers. And we had so many different problems last night with on-ball defenders, talented guys like Wallace and AC and obviously J-Dub, Lou Dort. They gave us so many problems last night. Now we got to turn around 24 hours later and play a Spur team that had a guy do that in the last game he played in. It's just not. It's not fair, but these are the way the situation falls for the Lakers, and we just play who's in front of us as we continue to push along. So hopefully we'll be able to do some good tonight. Austin may rest tonight. Game time decision. Adu Thero is out. Luka's out. Lindy Waters is out for the Spurs. Daniel Jones Garcia out for the season. So if we don't have Austin out there and we don't have Luka out there, you can pretty much schedule a loss. You might as well sit Bron too. Might as well sit Bron, might as well sit Ayton, and just send Kobe Buffkin out there and Luke Kennard and let them shoot all night. Honestly, this is that type of game, because if you only have the King out there representing you in star power, Spurs about to beat you. I hope Austin can play tonight. This ain't the night for him not to, especially since Luka's not available. So yeah, man, it's unfortunate. I don't want to, be hard on the Lakers. Obviously, being cautious with Luka's injury is smart, but they said it was a minor injury and he's missing two of the most important games. If it was minor, one would think he would be available for at least one of them. I don't think it's all that minor, and I don't think we're taking it as seriously as we should as it pertains to our schedule and what's in front of us. If it is minor, he needs to suit up. All right, you the star of the Lakers. If we're going to sit up here and use words like minor, he can't be missing the OKC and Spur games. He can't, you know what I'm saying? I think that, no. Don't tell me something's minor and then tell me we're going to miss two of the most important games. No, I don't want to hear that. Honestly, don't want to hear it. So let's be honest about what the injury is. That's what I would request. It's just more acceptable, more palatable that way for the fans. So yeah, man, 7:30. We're headed into a slaughter, coming off of back-to-back yesterday. We got beat, pushed around, you know what I mean? We were physical, we pushed back, but it was not enough to get the victory. Unfortunately, we did some bad things, missed some open three-point shots. We talked all about it. I encourage everybody to check out my reaction to that video if you want to know what I think of the Lakers and how they've been playing these last couple nights. I think we've been all right, but not good enough to win, man. Our limitations as a roster, coupled with the inconsistency of our players, just makes us a good team, as many say, but not a great one. And you need to be great to win games like last night. Even though OKC was missing a few guys, still a lot better than us when they do that, especially when we're not out there with our best players. So, here we go again against a team that's very good tonight. Hopefully we have a better result, but I mean, I wouldn't bet on it. You know what I mean? I would not bet on it, especially if Austin ain't playing. Obviously, Luka's not available. And so Adu Thero's a game-time decision. I think that's encouraging that he's able to get back on the court. He's been missing about a month. I don't expect that he's going to be in rotation, but I think we can use what he brings to the table, and I've been saying that all season. So, like I said, I don't expect JJ to play him, but it would be great if JJ did and see what he can do. So, yeah, man. I would imagine San Antonio would be wise for resting somebody too, since they're going to find out that we are resting people or don't have people available. It's an easy win whether they play certain guys or not, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if this injury report updates with San Antonio maybe sitting a few guys that we didn't expect for them to sit. So your projected starters for the Spurs, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Julian Champagnie, and Victor Wembanyama. And for the Lakers, Marcus Smart, Bron, Rui, Jake LaRavia, and DeAndre Ayton. And Lakers are wearing yellow tonight at home, traditional stuff. Spurs are wearing their city black uniforms there. And let's see, Spurs home and away record and all that stuff. The record for the Spurs, 36-16. They are second place in the standings in the West. 16-10 is their home and away record. Their 9th overall offensive rating. Third overall defensive rating, and 5th overall net rating. Meanwhile, the Lakers are 32-20. By the way, the stats I read last night in the standings had not been updated, so I read you the pregame stuff, not what it actually was. It was kind of a waste of time. But we're 32-20. We're still 5th place. That part was accurate. 14-9 is our home and away record. 11th in offensive rating. We've dropped since last night. 22nd in defensive rating. We got a little better since last night. And 16th in overall net rating. I think that's the same thing it was last night. So, yeah, man, that's what's going on, man. Just dealing with two of the toughest games you're going to see back-to-back in anybody's schedule, period. And we don't have our best players. Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves apparently going to miss the game. I mean, Austin is when you say game time decision and you put the word rest, it's like, is he playing or not? You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. Is he playing or not? Is it determined by how well he feels, or what are we doing? So that part is a little frustrating. I'm just not really feeling the Lakers' communication on injuries and rest right now. If a guy is resting, is he out or is he playing? But I can also see the fruit in maybe keeping that up in the air so that the opponent doesn't know how to prepare. That makes sense when you look at it like that. So, yeah, man, I'm a little tired. The back-to-back of it all is just a little much, to be honest with you. I would love for the NBA to just remove that back-to-backs entirely. I think they suck. I really do, and I think you get less of potential for, your fans getting the best product because players are going to rest off a back-to-back. People are going to try to make themselves, healthy for the duration of an 82-game schedule. And just because you schedule teams back-to-back don't mean that the fans are going to see the players they pay to see, because them people ain't going to be out there. So maybe the NBA will start to understand that. I think the fans' reaction to that may force them to see that as a bottom line issue, and hopefully they'll schedule this thing a bit more balanced for themselves. You can schedule these games all you want, but if the best players are not on the floor, you're going to have unhappy fans. And if the bottom line is to make money, you're not going to make it if people start reacting to that in the way that they have a right to, So that's really what it is. I believe this is a nationally televised game, NBA TV. I don't know if our local guys are doing this game or not. I'm not sure, but they definitely weren't available last night. So it was what it was. But, yeah, man, it's just tough, man. You would love to see all the best players on the floor. At the end of the day, it's great to have our role players out there fighting hard, but they're not going to be able to do a whole lot against the second best team in the Western Conference, arguably the second best team in basketball up there with Detroit. And Wemby's out there. He's a unicorn. Stefan's coming off the big game. I mean, how much you really expect Ayton and Laravia to do, Marcus Smart to do? You know what I mean? It's kind of tough. Anything can happen when the ball gets tipped up. Officials have a lot to do with a lot of outcomes. But at the end of the day, you expect for the Spurs to have their full star power on the floor, and you don't. You got LeBron, and LeBron's not really playing that well right now. He played better last night than he did the games prior to, so hopefully this means he's starting to ramp up. But some of his inefficiency issues have been glaring with shooting the ball and passing the ball. It's been a lot of clunky stuff going on with the King, and we've been a little frustrated as a team. He expressed his frustration last night when asked about the Thunder in comparison to us. He essentially said we weren't a contender. I agreed with everything he said, but I also understood that there was a bit of irritation in the circumstances, and I don't think he's all that happy right now. And I guess what I say is, I know LeBron's in this space where it might be his last season, so it's a lot of emotions. Maybe he plays one more season or whatever. You want to win in these circumstances, but the ball was in his court at the end of the day. I'll have to say, if you're unhappy, it was always within your control to kind of move around and kind of go to a team that can compete. You know what I mean? And you the choices that we make lead to the realities we have. And so I'm happy LeBron's here. I think our team is much better with him out there. But I think his attitude needs to improve if he wants his teammates to play better. He needs to be a leader in that regard. And we can't worry about how much time we have left or how wasted the season is. We got to get the most out of what's in front of us. And you never know, things could shake out in a way that favors you. We've seen that in different ways in this NBA. You can't be so certain that just because a team's better on paper or because things are going a certain way, that things won't fall the right way for you at the end of the season. But you got to have the right attitude for that to be possible, or you can defeat yourself before you even get started. So I think that, we have a lot of stuff on this team that's flawed. We get that. It doesn't look like it's going to be a championship year. I think that's a very safe bet. But I've also seen teams overachieve greatly when they ignore those odds and just go out there with a good attitude. And that's what we need from our 41-year-old leader. You know what I mean? I get it. I in fact, I overstand it. But at the end of the day, you can't feel like you're wasting your time even when the team's not good enough to win a championship, because you are at the end of the road. There will be a time where you're sitting on the couch wishing you were on any team, including the one you're on right now. You got to seize these moments. And that's what I tell LeBron. Seize the moment, man. Don't spend your time being so unhappy, because it's not like you don't have a championship. Many a guy retired without one, and they were stuck on worse teams than the one you're on right now in their final year. So, you know, I look at some of the other players on this team. They're also in that boat with you, and they may have a lot more time left in their career in theory. We don't know how much time we have on anything, really. But I think that, you know, it's safe to say that your attitude may be valid given the circumstances, but it may not be helpful within these circumstances if you're not upbeat and ready to go. I think ready to go may not be the right way to word it, but being the frustrated old guy really can draw away at other guys' energy. And I respect that as a frustrated old guy. You can't just be so worn out and so fed up that you forget that morale is a big part of what, especially when you're the man and you're the king, people gonna follow you. So I would just tell him that, you know, let's meditate a little differently today on how we can, you know, make the most of and best of the situation, so that we can ready ourselves for good fortune if it were to fall into our hands as a franchise. And you can't worry about what people are doing outside of it. You can't worry about the noise. You can't worry about what people want out, you know, above us or whatever, the ownership. You can't worry about those things, because at the end of the day, it's about what's going on in that locker room. It's about those guys in uniform. Y'all gonna be helping one another. It's about what y'all think of one another, not what ownership, fans, or whatever think. And the fans are gonna root for a good product, and that's what I know. So yeah, that's what I want to say to Bron. And as far as our team goes, I just want us to kind of focus on some things. You know, I talked a lot last night in my video about choosing your poison. Obviously, we have some deficiencies. Obviously, you're going up against better teams. You're probably going to lose. How do you want to lose? And the philosophy of that can determine how well you play, in my opinion. And I think we're leaning into a philosophy that kind of eats away at our strengths. And maybe that makes sense to some. It's just not my cup of tea. It's, you know, so I can hear both sides. You got to be able to get stops in order to win games. You need defensive players out there in order to get stops. I'm frustrated with the fact that we're not getting stops at times. I at times think it makes sense to put the defensive player on the floor for specifics for getting the stops, and you can't get him off the floor quick enough to not have him hurt you on the offensive end. It's a pick your poison type of situation. And so I just understand that this is how the roster is constructed. We just got to live with ourselves. Just like I said yesterday. Tonight, it probably even a little tougher, given the fact that Austin may not be available. But you just got to go out there and try and push the buttons you know how to press and do the best you can. And I think in times like this, it's tough when you have a young coach doesn't really know what the hell he's doing. If I'm being real with you, he's trying stuff. He doesn't have any experience, and he's going out there and he's doing the best he can. And the stuff that he's doing is just teaching him hard lessons, and we suffer as he learns. And that's what I think is kind of happening out there. You know me, I don't have the most patience with JJ, but I have to remind myself that this is all new for him. This is year 2, and some of the, you know, veteran buttons that you would expect of Phil Jackson to press to get the most out of his team or to win a game like last night. Phil had to learn those lessons, and teams had to suffer while that was happening. When he learned them, he mastered them, and he was able to do them as a vet. This is not what we are afforded at this point. We have a rookie coach, second-year guy. So that's tough, man. But you know, I think we should have did some things differently in the second quarter with our rotations. I think in the fourth quarter, we maybe pressed the wrong buttons, hoping certain things would work out, and I think it just hurt us. It failed us, really. And, you know, we need our young guys to hit shots, obviously, and our old guys for that matter, because Bron missed a 3. But Jake LaRavia is missing open 3s down the stretch of that game. It was a good decision by Dagnall leaving him open because he didn't hit the shots. You know what I mean? Jake got to hit the shots, but we also have to maybe just go in a different direction sooner, so that doesn't become a situation where he's missing 3 consecutive shots. So, yeah, man, that hurt us. I thought that if he hits those shots, it's an entirely different outcome. I really believe that. And just as I've been saying for the last 2 games, we've been going up against really, really good defensive teams 2 games in a row. So if anything, the Thunder and the Warriors prepared us for what we're seeing tonight. You know what I mean? And the ball pressure is going to be heavy, but we should be used to that at this point because we've been dealing with the best ball pressure in the Western Conference for the entire week. So, I expect for my Lakers to have made up their minds that they're going to take care of the ball a bit better than they have, and kind of be up for this a bit more so than they maybe would have if this game was coming in after we played some easy teams. This game's coming in after we played difficult teams. We may have heavy lefts, but we should be more accustomed to the higher level of defense. And I hope that plays in our favor tonight. So that's really what it is, man. I'm a bit worn out with this Laker team. I just, I appreciate when your team is solid, but when you're not good enough to win a championship, you still feel frustrated at the areas of mediocrity that you have. And we're just a decent team. We're better than decent, rather. We're a good team. And it's frustrating because when you're good, we want to be great. Why stop at good? We want to be great. We're the Lakers, 17 championships. So when you're good, you suck. And that's the context that I don't think most fans in the NBA share with us. They don't have that feeling. We hate being like this. This is trash. Because we know we can win games, but we're never good enough to actually get the championship. So that for a lot of Laker fans, feels like being in a very bad situation. I guess you could say we're spoiled. I would say we're excellent. And so that's really what it comes down to in my mind. But, yeah, man, we just go out there and do the best we can. We understand this team is better than us, more capable than us tonight. We also understand that teams that have been better have often lost. A lot has to do with the officiating. Last night's officiating left a lot to be desired, to say the least. But we still had opportunities to win that game. We blew a 9 or 8 point lead. And so maybe we can find ourselves learning from those mistakes right away and getting back on the basketball court tonight. Hopefully with enough energy to compete. So 7:30, man. That's what time it's supposed to start. 7:43 is what time it will probably start. And so I just be watching, hoping the Lakers can overcome the Spurs, man. BDL 44. I thank you all for watching. Out.